Hey guys, you're watching Daniel and Gian talk, and today,
I was gonna take my jacket off.
we're 2 weeks now removed from the Oscars, right? But I feel like as a channel, yes, we're dedicated to talking shit, but we're also very much, because of what we do for a living, what we studied in college and whatnot, we're very much dedicated to the film and television industry, and I've been on record as saying that I haven't watched the Oscars since I want to say since Crash won. That was the last, and I don't even remember watching that completely. So probably not since like the early 2000s have I really sat through an entire award show. But Daniel, did you watch?
I did. Give me 1 second. I need to put my mic back on. No, keep talking.
All right.
What did you think about Parasite winning? You didn't see the movie.
I haven't seen it. From what I have yet to meet, well,
let me ask you this
I
question.
met a handful of people that said it's boring. Most people seem to.
Let me ask a more relevant question.
Okay.
Because now, by the time we're recording this, Trump just started talking about it. Apparently, I don't know. I've been off social media, so
He's like has a travel ban on South Koreans now because they're coming in and taking fucking American film jobs.
How do you feel about a foreign film winning Best Picture at the Oscars?
To be honest with you, I haven't had the thought has not crossed my mind.
No, okay, but does that bother you?
Look,
do you feel it should be U.S. only? Because there is the Best International Film Award.
It's that argument like, should women be able to play in the PGA since the WPGA exists? Or like, can a woman play in the NBA since the WNBA exists? Like that whole like separation because a man can
no.
in the WNBA. Like I don't exactly.
I mean, if
it doesn't bother me.
If they are that good that somehow they could dominate a 6'9", 250-pound person on the court,
God bless them.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. If
God
you can
bless
give me if there's a pitcher out there who can throw 95 miles an hour fastball,
God bless her.
straight for strikes all the
Yeah.
time, pinpoint accuracy.
We thought it was gonna be that Monet Davis girl. Turns out not the case.
I'm just saying, if that's a
She
thing,
lost a couple feet off her
if
fastball.
Serena Williams could beat Roger Federer in tennis,
Let it happen.
let's do it.
Yeah. But I do not have an issue with that whatsoever.
Terrible comparisons, though, by the way, because that has nothing to do with making a movie.
But I'm just saying. But
Women can make just as good movies as men.
Well, no, but the comparison was more along the lines of, well, there's an international.
South Koreans can make films just as good as Americans.
There's an international film festival, and they get like, there's also
This is what
there's
I'm
a foreign
asking.
film category as well.
So you're comparing the. That's what I'm asking you. Should they be excluded?
No, I don't think so.
So there shouldn't be an issue.
I mean, the social aspect of it has me a little intrigued. Like I find it interesting that an internationally filmed, an internationally produced, internationally funded, internationally just everything that was in that film is South Korean. The whole movie is in South Korea.
yeah, it's a South Korean movie.
It's not like the movie.
Slumdog Millionaire.
It's not like Slumdog Millionaire. It's not like the Matt.
No one gave Slumdog Millionaire shit though. By the way, that's an English film.
Which is funny.
Or The King's Speech.
I think the only problem people seem to have is because it's subtitled. Really, because there's a lot. I mean, but is The King's Speech had American funding behind it though?
No, it's an English movie.
So it was English.
Yes.
But it
And
was
it beat
distributed.
social-
But it was distributed by.
No, it's an English movie. 100%.
Who's the producer behind that? Are you sure it's not like Lionsgate or some shit?
I'd almost be. I mean, it's probably the Weinstein Company. That would be my guess, which is an American distribution. But distribution's not production.
Well,
but that's okay. But so, if you're on the Academy, do you vote to exclude foreign non-American films from the Academy Award Best Picture?
No, because you already you already set a precedent. You already said it. There's been multiple films already.
Well, there hasn't been a precedent.
Slumdog Millionaire won an Oscar. It was directed by an English guy. It was filmed in fucking India.
It doesn't count as.
And it had Indian actors in it.
I don't think it counted as a foreign film though.
Because
because of racism.
But okay, but if the only thing connecting it to America was like there's some fucking American investment in it, that's cheap.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking out loud. To me, whatever the best film should win.
Okay. Yeah, King's Speech says distributed by Weinstein Company.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, producers. No, it's all UK.
See.
So it's already happened. So the problem is, if we're gonna have an argument about this, it's.
Why don't you recognize that as foreign?
And I'll tell you why. Because they're speaking English and because they're all white people.
Well, yeah. Duh.
Yeah. The issue here is you got some fucking Asian faces and they're speaking in Korean.
Oh, that's a real thing. My mom,
It's not a bunch of round eyes.
my mom rented Pain and Glory, which was the Pedro, what's his name?
Almodovar?
Yeah, his movie with not Benicio del Toro. Oh my God, fucking Antonio Banderas.
Okay.
And it's Spanish. It's a Spanish movie from Spain.
It's a Spanish film.
And my mom literally texts me, "Is there a way to turn this into English?" And then
Well, your mom's...
No, I know.
She's not a subtitle person.
she's not. And I'm like, "No, Mom, it's a Spanish film from Spain. It's going to be in Spanish."
Was it on Netflix? Or?
No, she rented it from Redbox. And
There
then
might have been an overdub option, but I feel like they're doing that less and less nowadays.
what I'm getting at is like, and then just the other day she was just saying, I really like this new season of Narcos. It's too bad it's all in Spanish though. But because she doesn't, that's just not.
I mean, this just sounds like your mom's a self-hating bean, as I like to call him.
No, but I think I grew up not liking subtitles because when I watched Godzilla movies, they were all dubbed.
Right.
They were all dubbed. Like
Absolutely.
Dubbing was Dragon Ball Z. Like everything that was foreign was dubbed.
Yeah,
that's how I was. That's how I grew up.
Every kung fu movie I grew up watching
Dubbed.
as a little kid was dubbed.
And then I started like, it
And
actually.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was like the first one where they're like,
And I didn't like that movie. That's a
to the
good
subs.
that's a good frame of reference.
Well, I mean, I
And
think
then I watched the original Godzilla and it was subtitled. And I'm like, oh, it's better. But my big thing was black and white.
it's the conditioning. You're conditioned to watch things a certain way, and it takes you some time to adjust.
That's what
It's an acquired taste.
Bong, and I'm probably mispronouncing his name, Junho says. He's like, that's all I want for this movie to do is hopefully open the door to let more people come in and watch. Because it's just reading. It's really all it is.
Yeah.
And you get used to it. And now I'm like, now you get to see different worlds of that. Now I appreciate it. Now I like it. Now I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I just don't think it was, on a personal level, I think him winning Best International Film would have been good enough.
Yeah.
And he even said so, because he won for Best Original Screenplay, which he was like, I'm surprised that I won.
Right.
I just was expecting Best International. And then he won for Best Director. That's the one that was like really surprising.
Well, wait a second. The fucking Mexican guy's won Best Picture before too, hasn't he? So it's not the first time. Didn't that win last year? The Roma?
No. I don't. Green Book won last year.
Oh.
Yeah. Netflix got snubbed all the time.
Okay.
He won for Best Director though.
Okay.
So it's not a new thing. See, my thing is it's not even an issue. It's
Yeah.
just fucking people want to talk shit. It's talking points. Everyone's because
Well, at least they like Mexicans more than they like Koreans, apparently.
apparently, but the Best Director award kind of surprised me. The big takeaway from the Oscars was this:
Okay, so
Joker got no love.
I didn't see the film. Did you think it was the best picture from last year?
I want to revisit it. No, straightforward no. But I want to. I had a very bad experience watching it.
Do you think?
Like real bad. It was annoying.
Do you think there was some like social politics behind the win?
Yeah. No.
Because that's
No.
what's tough for me to swallow. Because I'm like I don't feel like
Bong Joon-ho had a phenomenal campaign.
Okay.
Because he has his translator,
Right.
so he could just speak Korean. He has like a funny, like nice and endearing face. Not funny, but like you look at him and you look at him and then you hear what the translator says and it just fits.
He doesn't have this super chiseled movie star look face. He looks like an everyman.
Exactly. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And so funny's not the right way, but you and then you hear everything come out of the translator and it's funny, but he also understands English too, so he can sometimes
jump in sometimes.
He can interject and actually have a conversation.
It's like sometimes after a UFC fight, these international fighters will
they'll say something,
in English.
Completely competent in movies.
Joe Hogan.
He's
I love you, Joe Hogan.
Don't talk about UFC right now. I can't even watch UFC.
God damn, Dominic Reyes. We'll get into that then. We'll bring that up.
No.
I need to. Now we need to, man.
No, that's not even what I'm talking about on another level. I can't right now.
I get it. Okay.
Fuck, what was I saying?
The campaign, the advertising campaign,
him, just the way he was talking about everything, just you kind of you had no choice but to like
and
the
he
guy.
was doing a lot of fucking screenings.
Just all the time.
He did a screening. I picked someone up from a screening in Santa Monica at some fucking tiny ass theater.
Probably the Arrow.
It was on Montana. It was like on Montana
Probably
and
the
12.
area.
Yeah.
It's a great theater.
He did a screening and a talk at that tiny ass theater afterwards. So
Yeah, his campaign has been great.
he's been going everywhere pushing this film.
But he hasn't been pushing the film. That's the thing.
No, somebody else.
No. I
It's
mean,
a press
like,
tour.
He hasn't been. He's like very, and I think it's just his honesty and stuff. You know, he calls the award, like the Academy Awards, like a local award ceremony. Like he just doesn't care. To him, that wasn't all he wants to do is get the movie out there to people to watch it.
Yeah.
That's really what his message has been. So I personally think.
No, I didn't say it was a campaign to get the award. I'm saying it's
Yeah,
definitely a press tour
It wasn't Netflix
to get the film.
It wasn't Netflix throwing $100 million out there to try to get the Irishman to win,
Right.
and they won nothing. To me, that's a tragedy. But he's also, you respect him because at the Academy Awards when he won Best Director, he spent most of his time. He'd like, I wouldn't be up here without Scorsese. He made Scorsese stand up. He made everybody like applaud him and then applaud Tarantino and like whatever, right?
He also said he was about to get down on some soju.
Yeah,
and height.
He said that. He didn't say those
Afterwards.
specifically, but
No,
yeah.
But I know he's drinking.
Yeah, there's a whole article about where he went to. He went to Soju something house, whatever
He
the
went
house.
to K-Town.
Yeah.
And got down.
Till like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
There's probably some Russian prostitutes involved.
Could
Who
be.
knows?
That's all speculation.
Who knows?
But no, he was. But so yeah, that to me that was. I think that's why it won.
And if you're wondering why I said Russian prostitutes specifically, get up in them DMs.
India. That's why. I don't know. That's what I learned from India. That Russia's like the Mexican. Russians are Mexicans to India.
No, it's actually because I know a fucking after-hours club owner in Koreatown.
Oh.
Yeah.
So from experience, I get it.
I've never been there.
I'm just saying that for me, I learned that in India, Russians are the Mexicans.
Okay.
Yeah. Not like the laborers, but like in terms of drug trafficking.
Oh.
The cartel aspect.
Got it.
Yeah.
They're not selling oranges.
Yeah, no.
on the side of the
They're not at
freeway.
the Indian Home Depot. Like
They're not making Russian tacos.
Yeah, no. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I meant from the illegal activity.
They're not passing out like the flyers for.
The strippers.
Yeah,
They do that. Yeah, they have like 50 of them, and they just be like.
Some of them are good, man. Some of them are real good with that shit. But
Yeah, the last time we were in Vegas, I didn't see any.
I think they're cleaning it up.
Best film for me. It's tough, but I think best movie is probably The Irishman. When I look back, like, not last year looking back, but like in 5 years, the movie I'm gonna remember out of all of them, it's not gonna be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be The Irishman.
I didn't think Once Upon a Time was.
My mom loved it.
I had a good time watching it.
She watched it.
I was thoroughly entertained.
She watched it afterwards, and she was like,
we did the review. I got a positive review, but it's like not. I was looking at it this way. I have yet to want to revisit it, and it's on Netflix now.
well, she loved it because she said that was her childhood.
Right. It was.
She's like literally
There's nostalgia.
She was like
Yeah.
the radio station they used, the exact DJ, the music they would play. Like I remember where I was during the Manson things, like all like everything. Like to her,
Yeah.
that was like that theater. I guess that theater, the Bruin Theater, is like where
Right.
my mom and dad would go on dates and stuff. So like all of
It
these.
makes sense. Your mom grew up in LA, so there's a connection to it. Like I didn't grow up.
I didn't ask her about the Mexican joke,
You know.
which she probably thought was funny.
Right. Well, she's second, third generation.
The Bruce Lee, she didn't have a problem with the Bruce Lee, to my
Right.
knowledge.
That whole controversy is still weird to me. Like, I don't know. I
People not being able to separate that a movie's a movie.
Well, that, and I also feel like I wouldn't put it past me if
That a stuntman would kick Bruce Lee's ass.
or that he would like talk some like shit like that.
I'm gonna
too.
kick Muhammad Ali's ass.
Just being a guy. That's what guys do. Especially at these times.
Especially Bruce Lee.
Look,
I'm
listen,
sure he'd kick some people's ass.
A lot of people don't fucking realize or want to accept that when the UFC came out and 160-pound Hoist Gracie choked out a couple 300-pound dudes and Ken Shamrock, that, oh fuck, their whole worlds were fucking flipped upside down. That they've been training karate, taekwondo, kung fu, all this time thinking they were badasses, and the truth came out that all this shit you've been spending money on and studying is worthless. It's no good. It's good at beating up people who have no idea how to fight, but once you meet someone who knows how to fight, be it a boxer, a wrestler, or a grappler of some sorts, it's worthless. There's things you can grab from them to help you, but for the most part, worthless. Because ground fighting is not a part of any of those practices. So there was a time where if you were the kung fu master, and then Bruce Lee brought a lot. He opened a lot of schools. You know, a lot of Hollywood stars learned. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Steve McQueen, they were like lifelong students of his until he passed, and then obviously Steve McQueen died. But he taught them martial arts, so he built up this Hollywood following where I'm sure a lot of people out there thought he was a badass, and maybe one time he was running off at the lip, you know, while they were waiting around shooting the shit, you know.
It's just a movie, though.
That is just a movie. It was a great scene.
I know.
It's one of the fucking better scenes in the film. I love that scene.
It was done mostly in one take.
I think the problem is he died so fucking young, and he's got this whole fucking mystique about him, and people are upset that the mystique is getting tarnished.
He didn't even lose the fight either.
No, that they didn't really have a fight.
He just got thrown into a door.
Yeah.
Which was funny.
Yeah.
The Green Hornet door of all doors, too.
Exactly.
I don't know. I thought it was... the scene wasn't even about that either. It was just about Brad Pitt. Really.
It was about why Brad Pitt was in the... why he wasn't able to work with Homie on this fucking show. That's all it was. Like, why can't he get a job? And it was hilarious. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, makes sense. You know, and then he kept on fucking installing his antenna on the roof. You know, that was fine.
What was I gonna say?
But what about the other awards? Like I cut you off.
Get my phone. I don't know.
I cut you off. You were talking about Joker. You said Joker got snubbed.
I mean,
well,
okay.
I don't know if snubbed isn't the word, but Joker didn't.
Joker won the award. Other than best score, Joker won what you thought it was gonna win.
It doesn't fucking like some these awards really in the scheme of things.
No,
it's good for your resume, but it really doesn't.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, what's his name? Fucking Marshall Ali, whatever.
Mahershala Ali. Yeah.
Mahershala Ali. He's gonna have 3. He almost has 3 Academy Awards now.
Right. Nobody cares.
Well, people care.
He doesn't put asses in the seats. We'll see with Blade.
With Blade.
We'll see with Blade, but I feel like his indie shit, nobody cares.
Best supporting actor though is another, because Brad Pitt won that. I thought he did great. Not gonna lie, I thought he was.
But you thought what, Joe Pesci?
I think actually in retrospect, I think
or Al Pacino.
I think Al Pacino probably deserved that award.
I could see that.
With the amount of acting and he's like a co-lead.
I think
Pesci was great.
When it comes to The Irishman, I feel like Al Pacino stole the show for sure. He did. He was one of
the movie doesn't work without it.
The highest spots. Yeah.
You can remove Joe Pesci's character.
Well, he was the most important character in the film. That's why. You know, the film was about De Niro's character, but it was really
how he dealt with
Jimmy
Hoffa.
The whole issue of the fucking film was Jimmy Hoffa and the Teamsters. That's really what that. It was a Jimmy Hoffa film, but under the perspective of.
Yeah, no. So yeah. I'm saying I think he did a better job. I think he stole the show. Now, in terms of like Brad Pitt winning, it almost felt like a pity award. I need to get my phone so I can get the thing. Not to take away from his performance, which is what it sounds like I'm doing already, but if we're talking about best supporting.
Look, man, it wouldn't be the first time that a guy gets gifted an award because he got snubbed for other pictures in the past. And I can't remember what he would have got snubbed for, to be honest with you. But it wouldn't be the first time. Like Leo with The Revenant, that was a, hey, sorry we didn't give it to you these other years, let's give it to you. Denzel with Training Day. Like, there's definitely been like,
let's see that,
makeup awards, and not physically putting makeup.
I mean, I wasn't mad. That's the thing. There was only one award that I wasn't really, that didn't sit well with me the whole night, and that was the Best Visual Effects award. That 1917 one.
Yeah.
Instead of, when a movie, and you know, you have people like Tejan and stuff getting mad that Avengers didn't win. I'm okay with that. I know completely why the Avengers didn't win. Because I'm going to be honest with you, the effects that the Avengers are doing are just templates that they've been using forever.
Right.
They're not doing anything new. They're not doing it
cutting edge.
It looks great, but it's what we expected because that's exactly what we expected.
Right.
Personally, it was for me it was probably Star Wars or let me see the awards. Let me see. Here we go. We'll just go in order. So, and I'll circle back to the best visual effects. Best picture. So you had Parasite, Ford vs. Ferrari, Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time.
I really
Hollywood.
hate that they keep on nominating like a million fucking films.
That's just what it is now.
It's just doing it so people's feelings don't get hurt.
Yeah, maybe. It's fine.
It used to be like 5.
Yeah, no, it's not now. Obviously, Parasite won. If I had to choose from all those movies, like I already mentioned before, it would probably be The Irishman. I thought 1917 was gonna win Best Picture, and I thought Sam Mendes was gonna win for Best Director, and he didn't. Best Director
Aren't
was.
you glad that he didn't?
Yeah, kinda. I'm glad Parasite won what it did. To be honest, was it for me like what I would have voted for? No, but I'm glad that it won because he deserves it. Fuck it. He's had a good career. I like his movies. I've liked his movies before Parasite too. Like I've liked The Host is one of my favorite like kaiju movies ever.
Yeah, I know you're a fan of that one.
So it's not like this guy's a rant come out of nowhere. Like, I know who this guy is. I've seen his movies before. So then you got Best Director. Other nominations were Scorsese, Todd Phillips, Sam Mendes, and Tarantino. Best Actor was Joaquin Phoenix. You had Antonio Banderas, Leonardo DiCaprio, Adam Driver, and Jonathan Pryce. He was in The Two Popes. I saw that movie actually before the Oscars. It's not bad.
I haven't seen it.
He plays the new Pope, Jonathan Pryce. He plays the new Pope. Not Benedict.
The Nazi?
No. The other one.
I don't know.
No. Benedict, yeah. Ratzinger's I don't know. Whoever the fucking new Pope is.
Okay.
No, I'm trying to think.
Back off, bro.
Yeah, Pope Francis.
All
Benedict
right?
is the other one.
I need you to calm down with your Catholic guilt right now, guy.
And then Best Actress, you had Zellweger, Cynthia Erivo for Harriet Tubman, which, again, I didn't see that. Scarlett Johansson, Marriage Story. I don't even know how to pronounce this woman's name. I apologize. From Little Women. And then Charlize Theron for Bombshell, which I didn't see that one either.
That's actually one I want to see.
Yep.
Just because of the fucking makeup.
And then Best Supporting Actor, you had Brad Pitt, Tom Hanks, Anthony Hopkins, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci. Anthony Hopkins did a good job as Pope Benedict, but I didn't see Tom Hanks' movie. I didn't see Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. And then Best Supporting Actress, Laura Dern, Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit, Florence Pugh, I probably pronounced her name.
Is it P-U-I-G?
P-U-G-H. Pug? Poog.
It's Pew.
Either way, I love her. She's my favorite working actress right now. She's, without a shadow of doubt, my favorite.
Who?
Florence Pugh. All right, that's how you say her name.
Pew.
Yeah, Pew.
What have I seen her in?
Probably nothing. Let's see. She was in this year. This last year, she was in Midsummer. She was in Little Women. She's gonna be Black Widow. She's gonna be the sister.
Oh, she's the blonde one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love her. She's great. She's my favorite. She will be an Academy Award winner very soon. Laura Dern won for Best Actress. Best Original Screenplay, yeah, Parasite, Knives Out by Rian Johnson, Marriage Story, 1917, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Parasite won. That's fine. People could say Tarantino, but I don't know. Yeah. Best Adapted Screenplay, you got Jojo Rabbit, Irishman, Joker, Little Women, and The Two Popes. For one, The Two Popes, it's based on a play, that counts. Little Women, based on the book, that counts. Joker doesn't count.
No.
Joker
shouldn't have been nominated.
I'm not saying it shouldn't have been nominated. If it was nominated, it would have been a Best Original Screenplay, in my opinion. I fucking hate, I resent the idea.
It shouldn't have been nominated for adaptation because it wasn't an adaptation.
That's why I don't agree with it. Because you're just using the license, the name. That doesn't mean you're adapting material. You're not adapting anything. It's not coming from anything.
No.
Irishman is based on the book. I haven't read the book. I thought it was a good adaptation because the movie was good, so I'm going to assume. And then I actually didn't know that Jojo Rabbit was a book, and it makes me want to read it.
I didn't know it either.
But that's
makes sense,
JoJo's what won. Great, it's great. It's a great screenplay. Deserved it, hands down. Then you had Best Animated Feature, which no one cares about, really.
Who are the noms?
Toy Story 4.
I saw it.
How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Didn't see it.
I Lost My Body.
Didn't see it.
Klaus.
Didn't see it.
And Missing Link.
Didn't see it. I want to see Missing Link.
So do I. I have Missing Link on my downloads. I heard Klaus is like the best one out of the bunch, but no one saw it.
Is it based on the comic character?
Missing Link?
No, Klaus.
Klaus.
Is it Klaus?
Yeah. An animated Christmas comedy directed by Sergio Pablos, distributed by Netflix. Jason Schwartzman. It doesn't say anything about comic books. Either way, Toy Story 4 was the best animated feature film, and that could have arguably been best visual effects, too. I thought Toy Story 4 was beautiful. Like there were certain moments where I'm like, God damn, we have progressed.
If you watch, we've regressed.
Progressed.
Oh yeah, if I watch these movies all the time now, and yeah, watching the first Toy Story, watching the second Toy Story, watching even the third Toy Story, and then also watching Incredibles 1 versus Incredibles 2. It's night and day.
I stand by that right now. Disney should remake Toy Stories 1 through 4 or 3, remaster them. Don't change shot selections. Don't do anything.
Let's just update them like they did with the video games.
Just update the graphics completely.
Yeah. I mean, they did it with Resident Evil, right?
They're doing the remastering, yeah. I would support that wholeheartedly because I want to see these guys. Because you look at Toy Story 4 and Toy Story 1. Toy Story 1 doesn't look bad.
Do you think maybe it has something to do with like the unions and contractually? Because if you redid it, maybe the guys that did the original animation wouldn't get.
I'm sure there's something like that. I'm sure it'll get done. I'm sure it'll get done in some way. Best documentary short subject. So I actually learned something that best documentary feature. I haven't seen any of these, but we have a longtime subscriber. I want to say supporter and subscriber at the same time, who's actually a part of the nominee for St. Louis Superman.
Really?
Yep. That's and that was the best documentary short subject. Some of our Indian subscriber listeners, viewers. Shout out to, I'm gonna let you read the name so I don't fuck it up, but I probably could say it, but you say it better than me.
Smriti Mundra.
Yep. That one and both.
And Sami Khan.
Yep. So, I guess the person that on our subscriber is like their cousin or something like that.
Okay.
So, yeah. And apparently, he was messaging me to like go to the Oscars.
Oh, to try to get you in?
Yeah. But that was a bad weekend, so I was not on my phone or anything. Need I say more?
We don't have to get into that one.
Best original score. The woman who did the Joker, Hildur. Sorry, I cannot pronounce your Swedish name. I don't even know if she's Swedish.
Who else was nominated?
Icelandic.
Nominated for that.
Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, and Rise of Skywalker. So you had, yeah. I can see why Joker won, to be honest. But I haven't seen Little Women or Marriage Story.
I can't remember the score for Joker whatsoever. But I feel like John Williams. I guess you hold it against John Williams because he reuses a lot of the like classic Star Wars score.
I actually thought the score was great.
In the same film. What's that?
John Williams' score.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't great. I'm saying it gets held against him that he still uses some of the like the same like I don't know what you would call them in music, but basically the same.
Yeah, those like hooks.
Yeah,
they're not
the
hooks.
same tropes. Yeah, like
the stems.
Yeah, they're still like there's
still Star Wars.
The movie opens up and it's
right. And he still has to compose that shit.
Yeah.
But I feel like 88 years old.
I feel like he could win it every fucking year.
He
basically.
Can. Well, yeah.
And he should.
He probably should.
Yeah.
Best original song, Elton John won that. I thought it was great. I liked that.
What film was that for?
Rocket Man.
Oh.
That's the only movie it was, or thing it was.
Didn't like that one. Let me tell you why. Because Elton John wasn't singing it. Fucking Homeboy was singing it, and he does not sound anything like
Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
I like him. My mom liked him.
I'm not saying that not liking him. I'm saying I heard him sing.
He should have gotten a nomination for Best Actor.
Do you think he did a better job as Elton John than what's his face did as Freddie Mercury?
It's hard for me to tell because I've had more exposure to Elton John, like just day to day normal because he's alive still.
Than
Freddie Mercury.
Right.
I've only seen Freddie sing.
And you were a Lion King fan, so.
Yeah,
sure.
I've only seen Freddie sing. I've never really seen him talk, like
right.
in normal conversations, give interviews and stuff because he's dead. But I definitely think he should have gotten a nomination for his roles. A lot of singing, dancing. That's a big undertaking. Whether or not you like the movie or not, which I actually did end up liking it. And then you had Best Sound Editing. Ford vs. Ferrari won. They won over Joker, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Star Wars, which I actually agree with. However,
didn't watch it.
1917 won Best Sound Mixing, which I didn't agree with. I actually thought that Ford vs. Ferrari should have won both of those awards. So you got 1917 won Ad Astra, which is actually pretty good sound mix. Ford v. Ferrari, Joker, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I got no opinion on all these because I'm gonna watch the ones I didn't watch are gonna be watched at home. So
Well, Ford vs Ferrari had great sound. Let me put it to you this way: that movie also should have been nominated for best editing, and let me make sure to see if it was, because oh yeah, it won. Okay, good. I forgot about that. Never mind. I'll say what I want to say when we get there. You got best production design: Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, 1917, Parasite. Once Upon a Time. It's hard to make LA look like the '60s. It makes sense.
It did a great job. No, it looked.
And you believed it. You bought it. So
right.
I got it.
You found out shit. I didn't know there was a Van Nuys drive-in.
Well, that doesn't exist anymore. They had to use another one, but there was one, yeah.
Right, but there was at one point.
Yeah.
I'm sure it looked fucking
similar.
Look, the exits that he was driving were where that would be located. Like that, I recognized.
No, I know it's a real. Like that's production design was a big deal, and a lot of his movies, especially these types of movies, only work because of that. Best cinematography, you had 1917, Win It, Roger Deakins. Then you had Irishman nominated, Joker, The Lighthouse, which I'm glad The Lighthouse got nominated for that. And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 1917, the whole one-take gimmick. Really, they used all natural light.
Do you think since Birdman used that gimmick?
I wouldn't call it a gimmick because when you watch it in the context of the movie, it actually works. Birdman seems more like a gimmick because you can't really justify a lot of the one takes other than I just want it to be in one take.
Right.
1917, the entire premise of the movie only works because it's about following these boys from this part behind the lines to this part across the lines, and that whole 2-hour journey, like real time. That's it. So that's literally the premise. It's not really a gimmick at that point.
I mean, I don't want to throw shade at Birdman because I haven't watched it either. So those are two films.
But the Irishman, they were like that in of itself was a pretty big undertaking. They were filming 3 cameras at all times, and I don't mean 3 cameras as in like we're filming 3 cameras. I mean they had to, in order to do their special effects, they had to rig 3 cameras together to be 1 camera.
Right.
So when they were filming a 3-camera shoot, they had 9 reds.
Right.
And then you have to deal with post and that, and just for me that's a big because to make sure it's lit well.
The budget on that film had more to do with the post-production process than it did the actual like.
Well, I'm just part. But that's 3 different operators.
No, I'm saying
per unit with focus with like.
It was expensive because of all the shit that went into it. You know, it wasn't because the sets were huge. It wasn't because.
Well, I mean, there were some were big though in The Irishman. You had huge,
but
ensemble pieces and
look. When you're watching that film, you're not thinking like they spent the same money that they would on a Marvel film when they fucking pretty much did, you know. And a lot of that budget.
But you don't say it's not an epic though. I don't think you. Maybe you would, but I wouldn't. I think it's an epic.
I guess because you seem like you go through like all these years of his life.
3.5 hours long.
You know.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not taking away from Roger Deakins, but I think Irishman, and then Joker looked beautiful. That's the one thing that you and I both will never disagree with on that. It looks great. It sold the movie. You don't have that cinematography, the Joker doesn't work.
No.
On any level. Just period. Lighthouse, you didn't see. I thought Lighthouse was very.
I wonder if like Joaquin took points on the back end.
Probably. Then you have best makeup and hairstyle. Bombshell won for that. Best costume design, Little Women. I'm a little resentful towards that win, best costume design, only because I feel like when it's a period piece, they always win.
Right.
It's something about like 18th century.
Once Upon a Time's a period piece.
No, 18th century like.
Oh, like Victorian.
Like that seems to be the, and I'm not saying it's easy to do. I'm sure it's incredibly hard.
Assuming Little Women was Victorian era, I know it's a book. Is that Jane Austen?
It could be. I don't really know. Unfortunately, I'm not educated on.
There's like some classic novels.
1868 novel by Louisa May Alcott. So no.
Okay.
Best film editing: Ford vs Ferrari won. Irishman was also nominated. Jojo Rabbit, Joker, and Parasite. I agree with Ford vs Ferrari because to make a 24-hour race interesting is not an easy undertaking.
Is that based on Le Mans?
Yeah. It's literally what the movie's about, is Le Mans.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a bit disappointed.
That's what the movie's about.
I thought
that's what Ford versus Ferrari is.
I thought the movie was about fucking Shelby.
Yeah, designing a car to beat Ferrari at the Le Mans.
But I thought it was like trying to get an American car to win like Formula One.
No, an American car to beat Le Mans. That's all it's about. That's all they cared about. That's all they cared about.
Oh fuck! Now it's kind of got me bummed out.
You didn't even see the movie.
I haven't seen it, but now I don't want to.
It's a good movie.
I'll watch Le Mans if I want to watch a movie about Le Mans.
It's not about Le Mans.
It is about Le Mans.
It's about Ford versus Ferrari.
Winning in Le Mans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it's really.
I'd rather watch Steve McQueen.
But it's more about Christian Bale's character.
Steve McQueen's like the first 45 minutes of that movie. There's no fucking dialogue.
Best visual effects, 1917 won. Other nominees: Avengers: Endgame.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Irishman, Lion King, and then Star Wars.
Lion King was trash. Fuck that shit.
Never saw Lion King, but
I did. It was terrible.
I didn't. Did you know Lion King cost $360 million?
No, I did not, and I'm disappointed that it did.
I never saw it. So
I watched Aladdin with Will Smith. It wasn't awful. It wasn't that bad.
Well, 1917 won best visual effects. To me, it was probably Skywalker or. I haven't seen Lion King, but I know what they were doing in Lion King was groundbreaking, though. But so was The Irishman. That's why for me it's like Irishman doesn't exist without visual effects.
Right. No, definitely.
And they don't look terrible. I mean, maybe in 10 years they're not going to hold up, but whatever. So yeah, that was my thing. And then I don't know what snubs. There's snubs all over the place, but
I just don't care. Really, those.
Me either. I didn't want to talk about all this shit, and then we got into I thought this was gonna be like a 5-minute Oscar thing, and I just kept talking.
The awards really don't mean anything to me because they just don't hold any weight anymore like they used to. Because now it's just so blatantly obvious, like the politics behind everything. I think, and I went and looked up, like, I revisited all the Best Picture winners throughout the years, and I'm going through, and it's like. Okay. And then every so often you got one, you're like, eh. But most of them are like, okay, I could see that. And then we get to the 2010s, and that's when it fucking, like the 2000s was the last decade where everything there was like.
Except the Crash.
Was acceptable. No, Crash is 2010s, I think.
No, Crash came out 2006, 2004.
Oh yeah, but of the 2000s, Crash was the only one that was like, what the fuck is going on here? Then you get to the 2010s.
I don't know. What was the year Inglourious Basterds won?
It's a different fucking story.
2009 when Hurt Locker won instead of Avatar or Inglourious Basterds or things like that. That's political.
I mean, let's see.
My big snub for Academy Awards was Michael Moore's movie for Best Documentary. His Fahrenheit 11/9 was fucking amazing. There's no one on the face of the earth, with the exception of maybe Spike Lee, who could make me angry in the movies. Like, get up and just get angry. Michael Moore is like that guy for me.
He gets you thinking.
He gets me angry.
Well,
he gets me mad.
Well, you're angry.
Like if I was not a pussy, I would totally like join a revolution. It's just because he knows how to make a movie. That's the thing.
Right.
He's a filmmaker first.
Okay, so 2008 was Slumdog. How'd you feel about that?
I've only seen it once. I want to rewatch it with all the context I have now because I know our Indian audience doesn't like it, but I remember it not being that bad.
And then 2009 was when they decided to start expanding the nominees, and that's when the Hurt Locker won.
I thought Inglourious Basterds was the best movie that year.
But did you think Hurt Locker shouldn't have been nominated?
No, I thought Hurt Locker was a good movie.
I think the Hurt Locker had...
Hurt Locker's a good first-time experience. If you've never seen it before and you're watching it in the theater, it gets you.
Yeah.
You're like, there's just something about a guy disposing of a bomb that you know can blow up at any moment, and it does.
I think the problem with the movie... I don't want to say the problem, but Inglourious Basterds, the thing with it has to do with, it starts getting kind of cartoony in the second half of the film,
That's the best parts of the movie.
I'm not saying it's not fun.
I've seen the movie a bunch of times since then.
I'm saying fun, but I bet that's the reason why, the Academy seems to turn their nose up.
Plus, people didn't want to acknowledge James Cameron that year because it was him versus Catherine Bigelow and husband versus ex-wife.
So here's where it falls off a cliff. 2010, King's Speech.
Yeah. Social Network, best movie of the year.
Then 2011, The Fucking Artist.
I don't remember what was nominated against that. Artist wasn't that bad of a movie, though.
It wasn't that bad of a movie, but it wasn't the best picture. It was definitely like fucking...
Also French.
Yeah.
Also
well,
foreign.
The lead actor was... Right.
No, it's a French production.
Hey, but John Goodman was in it, so that makes it American. That year went up against The Descendants, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. I've never even heard of that movie.
I know what that is.
The Help, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, War Horse.
Yeah, that was the best movie of the year then. War Horse was good. Tree of Life is not a movie that I'd ever win Academy Award.
Well, it won. If you're saying it won because of what it was up against, I don't know if it was the best film. That I saw it. It was fine. It wasn't whatever. But Argo won 2012. That shouldn't have won. 12 Years a Slave won in 2013.
I like that movie. So.
I liked it too. It was a good movie, but I don't know. I actually thought Wolf of Wall Street should have won that year. I thought Wolf of Wall Street was a better movie. There was a lot of movies that year. Fucking
my knee hurts.
American Hustle shouldn't have won. I shouldn't even been nominated. Then 2014 was Birdman.
Then The Revenant.
2015 was Spotlight.
Oh yeah, Spotlight. Oh, I didn't like that movie at all.
2016 was Moonlight.
Yeah, that was the Moonlight La La Land controversy.
2017 was The Shape of Water. I still haven't seen it.
I like it.
Liking it and it being Best Picture are two separate things. 2018 was The Green Book, which that's the fucking biggest controversy. Like
I also like that
in
movie.
a while. And then it's Parasite.
I think the biggest sin against Martin Scorsese and Netflix is they should have, if they would have made The Irishman last year, not 2019, but the year before that, I mean, if it would have came out during that award cycle, clean sweep. You look at what it would have been against, Green Book versus The Irishman, come on.
You also got the SJW stuff behind it, though.
No one wanted SJW. That's the problem with Green Book.
Yeah.
No SJWs wanted Green Book to win. SJWs were angry that it won.
Black people weren't happy that it won because they thought it was like a lot of fucking buck dancing and, you know.
I like
What's it called? What's it called? The mystical Negro kind of stuff going on.
I thought it was great. Well, because I talked to Aaron about this and he was like, you're gonna, because there's scenes where like Viggo Mortensen teaches Ali's character like how to eat fried chicken. And he's the one who exposes him to like Aretha Franklin, or maybe not Aretha Franklin, whoever was it.
So there's some mystical Negro white savior shit going on.
100%. No mystical Negro, all white savior.
All white savior, okay.
That's what it is. Because he doesn't do anything to be mystical other than playing a great piano.
Right.
But he's like ignorant. There's also like homosexual undertones. I mean, there's a lot. I still like the movie.
But he was also like hyper educated while the white guy was like working class, like
racist.
Yeah.
But he was just, and then they learned to come together.
So the magical Negro like taught him to be
a kind person.
Yeah.
Kinder person.
I think there's elements in there. I haven't seen it, but I could see why people would.
No, I see why 100%.
Yeah. But
I think
either way, my point was like, and well, let's start with Crash. It's been a good 15 years where you can kind of question the majority of the Best Picture winners, and it leads it to, it started losing credibility a while ago. And we're also at a point where people just don't give a fuck about award shows anymore. We're seeing like the ratings just keep plummeting, you know, and you need Ricky Gervais causing controversy for people to watch the Golden Globes.
Which I've really never watched.
Yeah.
I never watched it when he was on there. I just, maybe you see a video on YouTube or whatever.
Well, there you go. I don't know. I'm just saying it's a dying thing now. And most people are just pissed off because, especially on the conservative side, you see a lot of, it's just a bunch of fucking rich liberals celebrating themselves. You know, that's the biggest thing I see whenever these things come on. So I feel like the award shows used to be kind of a uniting thing. Like the whole country would sit and watch it. But also, we have so many fucking options now. There's so many options for what you want to watch and things to do in general. Let's talk about your fucking diet.
I mean, my diet's the same. I'm just eating.
You said you want to lose a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
I'm gonna be.
What's your target goal? What are you trying to get to?
Wait, I don't have a number.
No? What size? What's your target size?
I don't know how to answer that question. I just know that I want to have like, the fucked up thing is
how the fuck do you know what you want to get to if you don't know what you want to look like?
Well, no, I don't know how to answer your questions. I don't know what the size. What does that mean? I don't know what size that means.
Okay, what size shirt do you wear now?
A medium.
Are you trying to get down to a small?
No.
All right, what's
Ideally, I'd like. I mean, maybe I guess, but ideally, like.
pant size? Like, what's your waist at now?
See, I don't mind that stuff right now. I guess I'm not thinking in that terms like that, because I don't know.
Because you always look like shit in clothes regardless, so you don't care if it fits too big.
Here's the better way to put it. I don't know where my body's gonna end up, so I can't say my goal is to fit in a medium. Like, because if you would have told me I'd fit in a medium 5 years ago, I would have laughed your ass out of the. I thought my size was large, and that was it.
Right.
When I teetered into XL, I was like, oh, okay, I'm getting too fat. Now it's like I would have put an extra large shirt on, and I look like a fucking homeless person, or I'm like at a Kim Kardashian, like, or not Kim, Kanye West, like, you know how they wear those baggy ass fucking Star Wars Episode 1 clothes.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like now, but. I mean,
walking around in fucking trash bags.
That's what it feels like sometimes. Like
pants.
all of a sudden, my extra large clothes have become like just lounge wear, like when I'm gonna wear around, what I wear around the house.
Right.
Whereas opposed to like that's probably what I would go out and record a show on or whatever.
Right.
But I tend to lose more weight and put on more muscle mass. So obviously that means my weight is gonna be where it's gonna be at. I don't know what that number is. I don't know what size.
So then you're not trying to lose weight. You're trying to get fit.
No, I'm trying to lose the fat on my body. So that is losing weight.
No. Doesn't work that way.
It does.
Doesn't work that way.
It does.
Does not work that way. You're just
I'm trying to lose body mass and replacing it with muscle mass.
You're trying to burn fat. You're trying to replace your fat with muscle.
Correct.
That's different.
Yes.
That's not trying to lose weight.
It is.
It's not trying to lose weight. You're trying to put on mass because you're going to be fucking bigger.
I don't want to put on mass. I'm trying to reduce my mass and replace it with muscle mass.
That's impossible, right?
Huh?
That's impossible. It doesn't work that way. Your body doesn't do that.
I know. I gotta lose weight and then gain muscle, and then wherever I'll be.
But when you gain the muscle, you're gonna put some fat back on.
It's not the same.
So I'm telling you, as someone that fucking has been doing this shit for years.
But I'm telling you
that you got.
There's no way that I'm gonna lose weight and then put on muscle while maintaining a diet. I'm gonna have a gut.
You got
a belly.
You got to put on the muscle first, and then cut down from that. That's how it works.
I'm doing both. I've been running. I've been working out, and running.
What kind of workouts you been doing?
Just resistance work and self-bot and using my own body weight. That's what I've been doing at home.
Like what? Hold on.
Like running 4 miles every day, and now I can't run because my knee looks.
That's not resistance.
No, I know. That's what I'm doing. I'm running for like 4 miles every day, and then resistance just with band work.
Okay.
Squats.
How many squats?
I had 3 sets of like 15,
okay.
and then I'm right now I'm working small on when I feel like I can.
Also, let's tell the audience about your fucking running routine. You goddamn liar.
How's that a lie? I run around my block fucking twice, which is about an hour, and it's about 4 miles.
But you're not running the whole time.
No, but I'm working towards it. When I ran a little bit and then walked with the first week, and now I'm on this week, and now I could get. Fuck you! It's more than what you're doing. That's not what I'm. What I'm saying
Don't
is.
turn this around on me, dude.
Run, walk, whatever. Moving my body.
You're doing about an hour of cardio a day.
An hour of, not a day. I'm trying to, now with my knee hurting, now I'm actually fucking now I have to take rest because I don't want to fucking injure myself.
Well, when your knee, you should be doing like, you don't have access to it, but like a bicycle, stationary bike's good for that kind of stuff.
Well, that's the next thing is to get my gym membership and fucking, so I can do bike work or whatever. Mm-hmm. But my point is, yeah, I've been doing that free because I don't have free weights. I don't have a whole like rack of free weights. But the resistance bands work.
That's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, yeah. And nothing will replace some sit-ups and fucking whatever the things are. Where
good
you're
old school calisthenics.
Yeah, where you fucking have to put your legs up and
planks.
Not planks.
Crunches.
Not crunches. Those work too. I'm just whatever you. I used to do it with the medicine ball, but I don't have a medicine ball.
Leg raises.
No, you sit on your butt and you raise your legs, and you're like kind of like hovering on your butt, and then you like move your legs with your ball.
Oh, I know what you're taking.
I don't know what it's called.
Talking about. You're just doing rotations.
Yeah, but you hold it yourself.
Right.
You move
It's
your
a good
legs.
core workout.
You don't stop.
Yeah.
And then when you have a weight, it's harder.
Right.
So just that. I don't know. But my goal is to be in like tip-top shape.
Why don't you sign up for a competition? Like fucking one of these gladiator runs or whatever they're called.
Well, fuck that because
Like
I don't
a
want
Tough
to.
Mudder or
I don't want to
something.
do that. Maybe. Right now I'm out of shape. I can't do anything. I'm completely
But
out of shape.
I think if you set a goal like that, like, okay, I want to get to shape where I can compete in one of these.
Yeah, maybe
You
at
know,
one point.
and
But
then-
my goal right now,
Because it just
No,
sounds
no,
like
I hear you.
You don't know exactly what you're.
I don't know how to answer your questions.
Okay.
My goal right now is to run around my run without stopping.
Okay.
That's my goal. To do it twice.
Okay.
That's my goal right
So
now.
your goal is like to run roughly
To
4
run-
miles nonstop.
To run that twice.
Okay.
That's my only goal is to run that twice. Just to do that enough to where when I start, I'm running.
Yeah.
And then if that means I finish, let's say that run takes an hour for me normally, and I can finish it in 35 minutes, I'm just making it up, then that means now I can add
Right.
and still run for an hour.
Yeah.
But now I'm running more. So my goal right now is just that perimeter twice.
Okay.
That's my goal. So I do have goals. You didn't ask my goals though.
Terrible for your joints.
It probably is.
I did ask you your goals. That was the first thing I asked you.
But yeah, you
I was
said
asking about
what
waist size,
I-
weight, and everything like that.
I'm fine with what my size is right now, like in terms of my clothes.
Okay.
I don't need to buy more clothes. I already had to get rid of wardrobes and shit. So
Right.
I don't plan to do that. The other thing is just eating right. I'm fat, like really on my fast now. I've been trying more like 20 hours as opposed to 16.
So you're doing the 4-hour window instead of the 8-hour window?
I'm trying to lose weight, trying to burn fat. So when I'm working out on a fast.
Okay.
And then I feel great. And then it's weird because when I'm done working out, I'm like not hungry for
What are
another
you
3
not?
or 4 hours.
But what are you not eating? I think that's part of it too. Like, I know what you've been doing lately is like, I'm just gonna fucking fast and then eat whatever I want in my window.
No, I don't eat whatever I want. I have mostly meat, vegetables, and then a fruit. Because usually I'll have like my meat and some veggies, and then I'll be full, not be hungry, and then I'll get hungry in like an hour or two, and that's usually when I'll have my fruit. Just have fruit, and then that's when I'll take my vitamins, and then by that point it's not really, I'm done eating. Like last night I fucked up because I was still hungry, and I had some like sourdough bread.
I just feel like when you're doing this intermittent fasting shit, like you can't limit your calorie intake as well. Like it's one or the other.
Oh, I'm limiting my calorie intake to lose weight.
Right, but you can still lose weight without limiting your calorie. It's just the type of calorie. Like obviously eating fucking simple carbs is gonna go right through you, but eating like, that's why they eat a lot of fat, like high fats, because it takes your
I
body
do eat a
longer
lot of
to-
high fat.
to-
That's my diet's high
not
fat.
according to what you just said, man.
Meat is high fat.
Not necessarily. You're eating?
If I'm snacking, it's chicharrones. It's like it's shit like that. Cheese, like it's things that are high in fat.
Maybe cut out the dairy. Dairy's.
I don't eat dairy. I said cheese. Cheese is high in fat.
Cheese isn't dairy.
It's not milk. Milk to me is yes,
Cheese
it's dairy, but it's not milk.
it's
not-
fucking dairy, dude.
I'm just saying, it's fucking cheese. There's
Do you
no
like
sugar
peanut
in
butter?
it. Peanut butter's cool too. Organic peanut butter, or some peanut butter with an apple.
I'd probably do a lot more.
I'm not hungry. I'm not.
You just gotta be careful with that. I'm saying. So.
I'm saying that I'm good now. My only thing is this: my knee
It
hurts.
just further
all of a
confirms to
sudden.
me like you just don't like eating. Like
I love eating.
I don't believe
If
you.
if I didn't eat as much as I have now, I wouldn't be where I'm at. This is just this is a product of eating a lot of junk food, drinking a lot of soda, eating a lot of fast food.
Yeah, I just feel like you've never like.
being with people who also
I
just.
think that's the big aspect of it more than anything else. Like, I feel like you've never really enjoyed eating. Like eating's not your thing. You're like, yeah, whatever, you know, because of the quality of food that you used to eat was never really like high quality food. So. Like
Well, now I think now I just know. Oh, I can just eat less and maintain my body weight.
Okay.
I don't know if that's good for the mental health. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's my problems are. But I don't want to gain weight. I can tell you that.
I don't know the studies about that shit. I think the more and more things come out, there's a lot of people who don't. There's a whole fucking culture of people who don't eat breakfast, man. That's an American thing.
I don't eat breakfast.
Yeah, but
I'll eat breakfast for dinner.
nobody eats breakfast in Europe, is what I'm saying. Like everybody wakes up, they have their fucking coffee. They might have like a piece of toast or something. Good to go. Here, it's like that heavy fucking. I'm gonna go work on the fucking farm for fucking 12 hours, so I need to ingest 3,000 calories before I go out. You know, that's not something you find around the rest of the world. And if you find that meal, it's because they know Americans are eating there.
I don't. Yeah. I don't really eat breakfast.
You know, like Puerto Rico, people have a cup of coffee and some
I like
bread.
breakfast items, like bacon.
No, they're fucking great.
Eggs.
Breakfast is great. I love
Bacon,
pancakes.
eggs.
I love fucking French toast. I love waffles. I love bacon. I love sausage. I love eggs. You know, I love hash browns.
See,
Country potatoes.
sausage, bacon, and eggs are like a part of my diet. More so the eggs than anything else.
Yeah, the eggs are you get 0 points.
Usually
Weight Watchers.
Six.
that
Usually my
eggs.
first meal is like 6 eggs, with an avocado, mushrooms.
Is that what you're gonna eat right now when you get home?
I might. Well, no, because my fast doesn't end for another 3 hours. So, but some eggs, avocado, mushrooms, some cheese. That's it.
Tom Brady doesn't eat mushrooms. You shouldn't eat mushrooms.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm not white. don't have white disease.
No nightshade. What?
And
All
beans.
right.
And beans. I've been eating beans.
Well, how about
Because
you guys?
Mexican on set told me.
No, beans are fine.
One of these Mexicans on set that I like him. He's cool. He told me that I should be eating more red meat and beans because he explained to me the whole thing. It's something about B12 deficiency or something as Mexicans.
That they don't have it?
That's why it's such a part of their diet. Yeah, a staple of the diet. Otherwise, you're gonna have like depression, like all because he was telling me he used to date this like nutritionist.
Yeah.
And then that's what she's told him, and then because he was going through things, and then so I've been trying.
But so Mexicans don't eat enough B12?
Not eat enough. There's a deficiency in their body. Apparently. Like
the natives, like Aztecs?
I don't know.
Or is it the diet?
I don't know, but he said that you can get that stuff from eating more meat, and beans.
Does anybody not eat more meat than Mexicans?
I haven't eaten meat in a long time.
You're not Mexican, bro. We've established this. You do not eat there is not a pot of fucking whole beans on your stove at all times.
I know, there is now.
Well, there is now. I'm saying you didn't grow up, because I dated enough Mexican girls to know there was always a fucking pot of fucking whole beans on the stove. And you could either eat the whole beans or they would mash them up for you and throw some cheese on it to give you refried beans. It was always fucking there. You didn't grow up with that shit. Okay.
I mean, but
Right.
the girl I dated...
Your mom wasn't waking up and fucking blending fucking salsa every fucking morning. There wasn't also salsa verde or salsa rojo. You know,
I know, there was no tear gas. Like, that's what happens when you make the real stuff. All of a sudden, you just start coughing, you can't breathe, your eyes start watering.
Yeah.
Because...
all the fucking chiles open up.
And it's all in the kitchen and the whole house. Yeah, I know.
Buddy, Alex Hernandez. First time I ever had, I guess they're called mulitas, but a quesadilla with corn tortilla instead of flour was at his house, and they made their own salsa. Shit was the bomb. 7th grade.
It's good. No, the homemade's good. That's the other thing I've been doing a lot more, is just home cooked meals.
That's ideal, because you can control whatever goes in. You know, you go
and
to
then
a
it's
restaurant
easy.
and you fucking never know.
I have the freaking the meat market right next door, and they'll just sell like for like a pound, basically just fajitas.
Right. Oh, pre-seasoned?
It's just, yeah, but it's all from their butcher shop.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure it's just excess meat, you know, not the best cuts of whatever, but
It's probably skirt steak.
But meat is meat.
Which is expensive now.
And then you have bell peppers and onions and tomatoes in there. That's it. Just cook that up.
Complete fucking meal.
Boom, you're done.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about anything. And it's fucking like, for chicken, it's like $2 a pound, and for fucking beef, it's like $3 a pound.
That has me concerned, but okay.
What?
Well, let's wrap this up.
The meat is good. I like the meat.
I gotta eat something. I'm not on a fucking 4-hour fast. So
I'm not on one either.
That's going to do it for us, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let us know, what did you guys think of the Oscars and the awards and stuff? I feel like this might be, the discussions on this have been pretty limited. Or maybe it's just because we both deleted Facebook from our fucking phones.
And Instagram and Twitter.
I still have Instagram on mine, but
I don't.
No.
And I don't know when I'm going to go back.
Well, good for you. God bless you.
I mean, when I have a better mental state, I probably will go back.
Or maybe you won't need to ever again.
I need to.
Yeah.
I've had so many fucking... We're going to keep going. I want to keep talking.
We'll see you next time.